This Postlevantorie mail collection box has been The box seems happy. Eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. The mailbox does not know how to man up. There is a hollow, saddened ring. Your toe has suffered damage.
Cool. You really showed that mail collection box. I don't.
He must see the box as the weaker of the two. A small mountain of colorful board game.
Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure, or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda, a very educational game for those interested in Browbritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense.
Who are you going to play board games with? Do you have friends or family? Are you actually friends? Or just colleagues thrown together by circumstance?
Friends are technically like family. For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations.
An endless variety of source books, lore books. There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Katawak, Boreal Creature Compendium, and a Pick Your Path adventure game book titled Tales of Wirral, Cavern of Velkrag. There's a box that says Wirral, nonsense for anemic Beano-clads.
Lousy auras there. No, role-playing games are popular among those types. You know, who are into those kind of things. Personally, I don't like it. I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts. That they have rituals where they try to summon entities. Highly immoral stuff. You can still buy them, though.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime.
Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next...
Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health. So various paranatural books still litter the... Amidst the various books, you find the point of the book, and various paranatural... The plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies of Famous People.
I would say... The Greatest Innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important educational tool, delving into the depths of history, religion, and their relation to innocentic power. A very influential historical figure, but surely I don't have to tell you that. You're a law officer, and law officers have at least some education. The book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understandings of the innocentic system, creating a fresh vantage point and a shift in the tired order of things. Certainly, it's prudent for a person to have at least an elementary
You feel like you should get this one. Definitely. It's important somehow. There's something personal inside. Several maps have been attached. The maps look old and fake. This large map displays archipelagos. You see a constellation of small dots on the light blue emptiness of the Insulindic Ocean. The largest in the northeast is La Caillou. You are here. Another far away in the southwest, Seminese Islands, Ile de Fantôme. Ozon, Laurentide, Fas à la Mer, Archipelagos, North Arcade Islands, all just specks of dust on the vastness of the Insulindic. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou in a bookstore, radiating outwards from you. The Suze you can on Caillou, Revachon, a single black star on Ozon, Fondelier, and Vilmandu on archipelagos, Croyan Moran, Villiers, on Seminine, Olduvai, and on Laurentide, Deora of the Seven Seas, lost little pearls of light, tiny fires. The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. Windy is the north azimuth. Grad is the northeast azimuth. Samara is the east azimuth. Seo is the west azimuth. Isolas, the connections to other worlds. Words past the Insulindian. You have little idea what they are. Distant stars, gods, but looking at them makes you feel almost non-existent. Whatever they are, the Isolas are immeasurably large compared to you. Perhaps they are gods, gods of distance and outer dust. The north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is the river Esperance. Countless bridges put the shards back together, connecting city blocks to river islands. La Delta says a great artificial heart in the center, teeming with life forms and construction. To the east, rolling hillsides, Le Jardin, Stella Marie, the suburbs of Saint-Baptiste, swallowed up into the megacity. They sound rich to you. This is Revachol East. Hudon, it's somewhere to live, not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's bad. People shouldn't live there, but they do. Then Forburg. It's almost as bad and much larger. Then Coal City. You feel you're just west of Coal City, somewhere above Jamrock and Cloak. It's not really a map. It's a tourist thing. A picture postcard with buildings on it, drawn from an isometric perspective. A date in the upper right corner says 48. Still, it's detailed.
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though. That old thing? It's an out-of-date map of a tour from when some design studio people tried to spruce the place up 4 or 5 years ago. They also renovated the horse statue, set up those coin-operated viewers, and designed the new street lamps. They didn't get that far, for some reason. A shame the project never got going.
You see a set of...
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only. Nothing. Now please go back to browsing the book.
Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, you see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares, aside from poking at it suspiciously. Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone...
Why? It's not like anyone was killed there. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You do? My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir. No! Please just...
Lies. Rip them open, we say. There is something mysterious about the curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you. You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash.
I warned you! You're unleashing force...
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you. What if you just break it down? Ow, shoot. Whose moronic idea was it to just run through the door? Don't you know that things like that hurt?
Are you alright?
What is going on there? I warn you, don't tempt the spirits of...
It barely looks like you've done any damage to the door. Only an echo. No one is there. That's right. Take in your steady breathing. The room is dimly lit and lit. It's made of a solid block of wood, but it has stood there for ages. The hinges are old and coated with a calming layer of rust. It should be doable. You smash into the wood and see a small crack appear on the door frame. It's going to take one more try.
You're not thinking of trying again, are you?
Bent metal. Broken. You are the destroyer. The bane of inanimate matter. Kudos. A barbell lies on its 60 kilograms. Your trust, why does it feel so familiar? No, it's not that. flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches. Some of the writing has these lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins, casting translucent welkins. With who are all those creatures? Fantasy. One of the welkins, towering among the rest, appear. It's Vara Hamira, the Haldor, the Tworg.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little welkin creatures. Political commentary. That one has a great beard too. Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game. This looks like concept art for a project. It's not. Just look at those details.
And for what? All gone. The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog. A pinned postcard reads, "This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production. And as time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days."
Looks like they didn't make it.
A note in the bottom left corner. The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: "Call in, tune out," "Wirral untethered," and "Heat death of the outside." A cold wind wraps the building in its bosom. Snowflakes in the wind. An old woman passes what the locals call the doomed commercial area. She tries hard not to look at the bookstore windows. It's unwise. This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red mark. A diagram for some radio frequencies. It's unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split. You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants. Looks like a surveillance program. Someone very important. The leader of a massive on-air. Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station. Look, all of this is gone. Left unrealized.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became. The schedule. I know doom when I see it.
Nothing. It's just... You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost and the bear's eyes are glowing red. This ice bear is a hyper carnivore. The lieutenant doesn't answer. A gust of freezing cold air. The lieutenant takes a peek inside.
Of course, just a giant ice bear-shaped fridge. Let's take a look inside.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note. You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door. A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks...
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge. I know. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
The fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic. A thick layer of coal dust covers. Looks like this furnace has a face. And it's a...
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to... No one has used it in ages.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other.
What are you doing? Wait, really? Should investigate, see if someone's up.
A lush layer of coal now covered. You feel the spirit of Ramut Karzai, ancient hero of Grad. 3 dangerous stripes appear onto your cheeks.
What are you doing? Please wipe your face clean, officer.
You can feel your cheeks turn red.
Thank you. So, where were we?
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby. The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and white boots. His skin...
Yes, we do.
He breathes out.
Oh yeah, do this shit! Fuck it up!
The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He appears too deep in
I'll blow his head off.
Take it!
Yeah, take the
silence and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's desk position, taking aim. The corner of
He's gonna fucking...
the kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off.
God damn it.
He feels bad about his eyes mostly.
Fucking idiot!
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he?
No, we are lucky. Any more mistakes could put us in an unfortunate position with...
Kuno said he...
The lieutenant doesn't say a word.
Remain collegial, officer. I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him done. Okay, they do have the tools and the men. And since it looks like they put him there...
But what other options? The corpse.
We are not getting him down already.
How do you plan to get him down then? With
It's bad as it is. Go ahead. I'm not...
They only have...
This is the sorriest...
Yeah, take it, you fucking banana poiker!
the cold piece of bakelite.
The fuck are you waiting for?
Kuno is silent. The buckle comes into focus in your sight.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth? At least you won't miss. Or what? You gonna fuck me? You wanna fuck do it? Set me free!
You feel as though it would be dangerous to say.
Don't.
Do it!
Intense shit, copper.
Fucker waved his gun! It wasn't intense, it was pathetic!
A plume of smoke erupts. You missed the belt, but hit the corpse straight in the chest.
Oh my god, he's gonna fucking cry!
Are you? Because it sort of feels like you are. Please don't cry.
We try something else.
Oh my
Nice shit. Actually, it was... Kuno has hands. Kuno can shoot that shit down for you.
The lieutenant does not dignify that.
We still need to get him down. The bad way. The way I didn't want us to. By asking the harbor for help. From the gates.
To the gates. Let's fight, I say.
To ask the suspects for help with it. Clearly we can't.
Suck my dick, bitches!
The leader of the union.
Yeah? Don't go being someone else.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. What did he just call you? Oh no, not...
I was just messing with you. Imagine, you cops going on a Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating them. Probably not. I wouldn't even know. Body still hanging in the tree? Aye, that's sort of... I'm not really an admirer of dead bodies. I don't operate in that capacity. Aye. Walk right? Yeah, the 2.5 meter tall Semini supremacist. Then press the button to unlock the door. Then go past him again, and you enter the arbor through the office. Don't worry, I'm sure it's not or you could convert to his Semini supremacist worldview. Or... maybe it... Not yet, no.
Nothing a couple of solid hooks from deck.
Sure. Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out.
The coin narrowly slips by your...
Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to throw it like... Was not meant as provocation or ridicule.
The boyadero stares at you with respect.
Right, always glad to help out the RCM. We're on the same branch, you and I. You know, serious business. I'm sure...
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Don't say anything. Size him up first.
Are you admiring? It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this. That is precisely the negligence. You reek of it. An invisible sword of valor. No, you don't. You need...
Show him the hand still got it.
Begging for help. Attempting to pass via for cooperation. How far the Occidental Haplogroup has fallen. You gave the world. Eugenic. You dominate. You will be super...
It is, baby, yeah.
There is a button right behind him. Just, this man is not budging. Let's hope.
It is my task to keep the degenerate tongues from entering the arbor. Enough with this begging. Bring your troops to the Simenon Island. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the oaths to almost...
This is your chance. He's talking. Rip into it. No, don't rip into anyone. You're sensitive. Remember? Communicate.
Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that.
There must be some friction there. He's keeping it.
Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront polycultural capital. Something your race also. To serve is noble. It jam. Rock and roll is moribund. Only Koikos listen to it anymore. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. I can see that. The Simonese are the South Island race. Haplogroup A4A. The rightful masters of the Insulindian archipelago. We are the future. I am a descendant. No.
He would be appreciative if you did not further check.
I'm from Couronne. And no, it is not just in Revachol. You have heard enough about our phylogenetic secrets for today.
I think this racist is better than the last. But the next racist will be the really good one.
That is understandable.
These cops are just jealous, Jean-Luc.
Racists, I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. You exhibit forward projection of the jaw. It is impossible to see any more. This leads me to conclude your racial heritage is uninteresting.
He's right there. It's almost impossible to.
We still need to get into the harbor. We need help with the tree situation. There must be another way.
Stay frosty, everyone. You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker. We're here to fight for a cause. Ha! Besides, we're not that different. Rights of people. Rights of workers. To have gainful... Maybe you should ask them the question. We have families to feed.
So do we, Scott.
Honest men and women with rights. We came here to help the harbor.
I have a question. Why do all...
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the mark. Not before you get in there and get your ass whooped.
He might have some advice, but you got to at least try to
have fun. I know nothing about a murder.
The mention of a killing.
Wouldn't put it past these harbor bugs. Right to work!
We are not picking a side in pity.
When a bunch of beats me.
When the man moves around, You perceive there's something odd in the way he carries himself. His shirt is far too small, and he ignores your question, choosing instead. You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off.
What's it to you? Big mess, caused by Union greed. But I only fight for the rights of people. We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Worked at Territorial. Uh-huh. It was a long time ago. We were promised work. We'd be in. Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. Could try to get in through the secretary's office. Door's locked. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean, yeah, that giant bad. Standing on a narrow bridge, he's got his... I don't know how the Union has a trick. Why don't you go arrest them instead?
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now.
No! They will give up eventually.
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic. A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, "I am Philip III, the Squanderer, the greatest of the Philippian kings of Revachol, son of Philip II, the opulent, father of Philip IV." Not a good track record of mental health in that family. A silver plaque, not a good track record of mental health. What did he do? High above you, the small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods. It's the warmth of a winter night's fire.
Wait. She's just a distracted old woman. Better... Why? I just...
It's raining again. It was clear just an hour ago. Oh, okay. Thanks for keeping me in the... Of course. Wait, no problem.
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the silence. No one. An off-key melody starts.
Kuno, please stop calling here. Grown-ups don't have time for your stupid game. Oh, I'm sorry, officer. I thought you were... But the doorbell is broken, and the bookstore shouldn't even be on the list.
A single beep indicates nothing happens after you silence. No one. This button looks new.
Huh. This button looks new. It's probably not connected yet.
Looks like someone has melted half the plastic off with a... You ring the doorbell. Just seeing the words Andro Orlando gets your hackles up. Its very existence is a threat. All you hear is static. You ring the doorbell, but you hear static.
Yes, hello. Have you come to place an order?
The lieutenant exchanges. It's a woman. And no, something's wrong here. Are you sure she's talking to you?
Michelle, just please.
Sounds like a ghost. Wind blows.
Why did you even call? I don't understand. You've been gone for months. Ever.
A spot of static overrides her words. When she speaks it,
It's so nice to be able to...
she sounds like the cold is deep under your skin. As if she doesn't answer. Silence. The only thing you can hear now. Another seagull.
It must have been some kind of faulty wire.
You press the number sign on the... You wait for a minute or two. But all you get from the call box is silence. No. Hold on. The last thing you need in your life is more hysteric emotion. Silence. No one's home. Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge. Something close to you dies.
Why did you do that?
The lieutenant raises his brow. Somewhere, a machine hums along with the current, happy and contented. A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall.
Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look, there is, yes. And there also appears to be some...
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs. Most of them are rusty. Take it. You're a police officer.
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way. Seems like an old bunker from the... It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable.
He likes this find.
Yes? What do you want to know? Ah, yes. 3 days ago, during that time, they didn't identify them. There's a strong prejudice against That's us. The Revachol city. Okay, well, we are police officers. It is our job to find a killer. So that's what I intend to do. You should try it too. Good. Me? I don't see how my life is. That's a fair point. That's because I'm half Seolite. It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity. And a geographic. You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't.
He's glad to have shut down your question.
No.
The lieutenant nods.
What do you mean? I have no idea what you're talking about. What?
The lieutenant produces. That's where his conversation. You're super lucid, yet psychedelic.
Good. Let's change the subject.
Hello, sir. Step right in. Are you interested in a new and exciting... It's a bookstore, sir.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
That is a book. A postcard.
She is unfazed.
Board games are like little... My pleasure. Anything else you'd like to know? Okay, sir. I'll try to... My name is Annette, sir. Feel free to step in. I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on...
A sudden gush of wind turns the...
Thank you, sir. I'm happy to help Mum out with the store. It's the type of book, or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. Maybe some about other books. Oh, kings and queens. I think that's why people read them. I don't know about that. Why would they do that, sir? That's so cool. I do my studies at home at the moment. Mum says it's necessary. Mum says it's...
Behind her, the window has been boarded up.
Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business is ever... Exactly. But we've been...
We can go into the bookstore and ask...
Yes. Please do look at our wares and... Nothing really, sir. Mum doesn't...
It does not manifest its... No such thing.
Anything... Maybe I can tell you about some of our books instead. Crime fiction is about...
Crime is what we were so...
And it's kind of... You don't look much like... Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. Don't say that. He's not even... We can talk about something else if you want.
Anti-object task force. Behold. note is written with...
Does it say anything interesting?
This is tangential at... Someone has scribbled. S. I can't believe that. You find the filament memory with the offside copy in the
Someone who owns a radio computer? Really? You don't have a single guess? Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on the filament memory. Someone who owns a radio computer? My guess is as good as yours, officer. I don't know. I assume...
Didn't you see one right next to the breaker box?
It belongs inside a radio computer.
It's like the production schedule you found. An intricate web of blue. It still kind of looks like a map of the stars. Gone. For you to discover. Someone close to the victim might know.
The streets will flow red once more. A great horror.
The streets will not flow.
I'm Cindy the fucking... And here I was trying to be polite. Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful... I haven't really... This place is so... I thought I'd mix it up. You know. Have you ever tried your hand at graffiti-o? When faced with a blank wall, we rarely see...
She wants it to be something true. And...
Yeah? Thanks.
You've lessened her desire to deface. The lieutenant furrows his brow at another one of your eccentricisms. Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two the woman on the boat.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Probably the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her. You should take the lead.
Good idea, piggies. Run along. I ain't no snitch.
Actually, there is a shortage of...
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant. Watch your back.
A striking woman leans against...
Good afternoon, Officer. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM. Nothing, honestly. I've said...
What is implied here? That you're...
Phaeton, my maiden name. I'm glad to see you here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know...
How interesting.
It's hard to get a read on her precise
What we do. The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? And that is the terminal. I'm not at liberty to discuss the company back...
$1 billion?
$20 billion is a large number, but a conglomerate the size of... They started as an exploration and centuries of care, deliberation and... You mean aside from being the terminal's lead, there are no minor cogs in the system.
Each terminal must be accounted for, lest the entire system break. Every hiccup in such a system means thousands lose their jobs, the world over. I'm here to assure that doesn't happen.
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets. I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. Now they won't even let me into the harbor. There's a 2-meter 20 racist Yes, Jean-Luc Measurehead. Let's say I was not making the kind...
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago.
But the strike
I wasn't the original negotiator.
This isn't the first time the
Heavens, no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more... I guess Mr. Clare told him to... Fuck off, midget. Go Montes. Yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiate.
Sounds like usual.
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. Every worker, a member of the board. In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff. Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision, just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned. That may well be. I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position. A hard no. And now...
Excuse me, from whom did you hear?
I first heard it from the boyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, call me mañana.
This checks out.
The scabs? You mean the huddled if they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates? Everard Clare is a man of course not. Everard. He is the most corrupt individual. Yes. Edgar looks exactly like his brother. It's how they circumvent the term limits. The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. Organized...
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it...
Refreshingly honest. And your opinion, detective? If I may ask. I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you... Why do you think so? Well, I suppose that's one way to look at it. I'm glad you asked.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter downright haunt. The point of the presentation...
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Of course. How else can I help?
Is what you want to look at that lady. Take a gander. Why, yes. Tucked away under that wild, dull orange pearls. Now look at you. You're poor. Poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. Yes. You should be. Oh God. The lieutenant is here.
As I was saying, if there's any way I'm...
Voila. You're doing it. Really put your back into it. Yell it from the top of your lungs.
Of course. How much do you need?
She's surprisingly nonchalant about this. Could it be?
That's a good sum. Not too small. Not...
She removes a few notes and hands them to you. Whoa, whoa. Did you see how easy that was? Can you eat honor?
So, I hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not be technically illegal under the Emergency Act, but still.
You're right, ma'am, that donations are permitted and...
Which he most certainly will do. Now, how else can I help the RCM today? Besides supplement quite a few things, The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge.
How curious.
Awkwardness washes over the conversation.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? I can't hear you, darling. Speak up, please. Oh, dear. I do believe you. Now...
As I said, ma'am,
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply...
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some feelings will guide them.
I assure you, it is no small matter for me either. We all share the response...
She's silent. The wind flap.
Officer. You know...
You're doing it, despite your own
I'll be frank with you. The Union is conducting drug trade out of the harbour. It's an open secret in Martinique. Or you can find your badge, which honestly...
Detective. This is not going quite as I hoped it would. Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us. This woman is running circles around us.
He doesn't let it show. But there is a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigation.
No. If there is reasonable suspicion, what I propose is we ask her, then we investigate. Briefly. But do not... I'm sure you will, Detective. Oh, that would be fantastic, but... You could request a new one from your station, but that would literally take months.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question. Better not tie the forestay to the backstay on this.
She wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it.
It's quite straightforward.
Ingredients for what?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL and various synthetic psychedelics. Yes.
While Pine seems to be well up.
We're in logistics. It's our... Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dock Workers Union. Unlikely, officer. I'm talking about the lorries. Once the ingredients reach Jamrock, perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. I'll be explicit. If you find this driver...
You'll be indebted to her, in a way. But one step ahead of the Union in another.
We did.
We know the company has launched its own probe into the Union.
Well, here's your chance, officer. No. We asked East Mode. This is a limited time opportunity. Thousands of...
Well, at least...
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open a drawbridge for me.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but how do you think they're financing?
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike.
With all due respect to these... Precisely.
It sounds like she tried looking into it herself.
Yes? Excellent. It may come to nothing, or in the meantime, let me know if there's any other... Why, yes I am. Officer,
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain. Qualified pleasure crop.
I just renewed its safety inspection last month, officers. It is...
Actually, you don't. The Wayfarer Act specifically denies the RCM.
About the boat? Of course there are. Yes, we are. We are. And the city of Revenue.
She nods attentively.
Good. Of course, Detective.